I think that Violet has 95 men in rotation, and I am so unbelievably impressed by her. I
Yeah.
can't even begin to. She doesn't even want his pearls. When Tiffany was like, "We gonna take back those pearls, aren't we?"
Yeah.
Violet was like, "Take them, bitch. I don't like pearls."
Yeah.
I loved
Hey,
it.
hey, hey, get Violet on Summer House. Let's get
Yes.
Violet on Summer House, and we can really show Sam what a fucking roster is. Spit
Fucking
in your
idiot.
mouth. That is child's play for Violet.
They shit in my mouth, Sam. Too much, too much.
There's a lot of stuff on TV, but not all of it's good. In fact, a lot of it's bad TV.
Hi, happy 4th, happy days. It's bad TV. It's the fucking the no cigs, but lots of sadness. It's 90 Day Fiancé. The other way, I'm Dylan, saddled up next to one Patrick Hickey. Why does it sound weird?
It sounds great to me.
Does it?
Yeah.
Why do you keep recoiling?
You mean sitting back?
Yeah, you're like recoiling at
trying-
everything I say.
No, not at all, Dylan. I'm trying to get comfortable.
You know, I'm cool today.
You're comfortable?
I'm cool today. I want to apologize to you because I came over here sockless, which is a disgusting thing to do.
Not coming over here sockless is disgusting. Putting your sockless feet on someone else's couch is the disgusting part.
Well, it's very clean. There, I just showered, and they immediately went into shoes. I'm going to sit in the lotus position just for today, if that's okay.
I want you to be comfortable.
And then I've also got my shades on. You know why?
Because your eyes are red.
Couldn't care less about this episode.
What?
I'm officially phoning it in.
Oh, don't phone it
Officially phoning it in. It's
that's
the
one of our
holiday
biggest
week.
shows, man.
This show sucks. This episode sucks. Why does it sound so weird in here?
in. Not hearing the same thing
All
you're
right,
hearing.
so
Come
I'm
on.
Dylan. Pat's there. Ruby is over there in New York City. The Statue of Liberty. Bagels with a crust that you can actually hear. You know what I mean?
You get the crunch. It's because of that water over there, man.
Yeah. Some of the cleanest tap in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Adams.
No politics.
It's not political. I didn't.
Well,
give
why
it a
bring up
pick.
the mayor of a city?
Well, I mean, it's just things that are associated with New York. He's the mayor of the city, you know. Papaya dog. I mean, we've covered it all. 9/11. It's Ruby Red.
Hey, you guys, really happy to be here.
That's the attitude you got to bring to a show like this.
So
Dylan.
let's talk about this episode. Pat, why don't you take it away?
Okay. I love the pacing. I think we checked in on 7 couples in this episode.
Yeah.
I'll keep my remarks brief because we have a lot to get to.
You heard him say grief, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he didn't say brief, but that's okay.
Oh, I meant brief. Sorry.
yeah.
And then I'm
That's
like,
what you were laughing at, right?
Yeah.
is it the Wrens that feel the need to critique every misstep? Because we'd have a very long show of critiquing if Kaylin and I called both of you out on your pronunciations of words.
No, it wouldn't be that long.
I'll tell you what, I'll do it the next time.
I'll tell you what. I don't think you or Kaylin could, and if you could, I don't think it would be that long of a show. But go ahead.
Well, let's agree to disagree. Okay, I'm loving the pacing of this episode because it just moves along. We're bouncing around. As soon as I think I'm starting to get a little bored with a scene or something, they say, fuck it. They move on to a different couple. That being said, I think Kristen's a fraud and a weirdo, and I think it's going to be wonderful television when he finally meets up with Cleo because I think he just wants to be on TV, and I don't think he knows what he signed up for. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Not enough Amanda and Razvan. We got one car scene where she's still pissed that he's going to be making out with a girl in a music video, which he 100% is going to, and it's going to be great TV.
Yeah.
We need to get rid of Tyrae because he's sad and in denial, and that makes me depressed when I watch this show. But that's the only depressing part thus far. I thought it was a wonderful showing. I give it 90 passports.
Okay, 90 passports. Ribs?
I would say, similar to Patrick, I am going to agree and give it 90 passports. I thought, aside from Tyrae, which was a new level of delusion and sadness, it was a sprinkled episode of optimism, of healthy hope that your family will come around to the trans woman that you don't like at all.
Yeah.
I thought that I agree, not enough Amanda and Razvan, except for the weird car ride with heading of necks and not enough,
Waterworks. We saw Waterworks from the Razvan this episode.
I think they were fake.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about that because I really wasn't sure. So yeah, I don't know. 90 passports. I had a good time. I'm sorry that you are so sad and that you're phoning it in, but I don't think you should. I think things are about to really pick up.
Kaylin, how many pots do you give it?
90.
Oh my gosh, man! I couldn't give this episode less pots. I give it 4 pots.
4,
and that is because I don't think anything happened this episode. I don't think a goddamn fucking thing happened this episode. We had a good moment with Gino, and that bartender. I'll give it 5 pots because of that. And
who would have known a barkeep would have such sage advice to alter a man's opinion of such a touchstone of a situation?
Who is the big guy from Cheers?
Norm.
What's the actor's name?
George Wendt.
George Wendt is this woman.
Well, Cliff Clavin was a little bit. He liked to actually give
Ted
advice.
Danson?
No, that is. I can't remember the actor's name.
Okay, well, anyways, this show wasn't as good as Cheers because we still have Tyrae. And the main issue that I have is David and Sheila. Oh. David and Sheila need to get away from my television. It's very quiet. We've talked about it before. Very, very quiet. But also, they're just kind of nice to each other. And that's not what we're here to see,
But he could end up being a dick.
Well, we'll see if he's a dick soon. But similarly with Riley and Violet, they're just kind of 2 people with social issues who are struggling to find people and be happy.
Isn't that all of us, Dylan?
No, it's not. And this show needs a particular crank to 11 kind of thing. We need the dad in the box, okay? We need the man with the hats, okay? We need a little bit more than just a deaf guy and a woman named Sheila picking out adobo at a restaurant.
He's pretty picky
5
about that
pots.
restaurant. Pretty judgy. Go to someone else's country. You got to kind of accept the culture. You can't just thinking cockroaches live everywhere in a restaurant that, it looked a little makeshift, but in that part of the world, there's a lot of restaurants like that.
So we begin in Nazareth, the wine bottle and clothing strewn. More with China. Hotel room. He wakes her and says, "You sleep so deep," in a really, really quite horrifying way.
Well, she sleeps deep. Thank God for that, because that allows the fairy sleepy ghost to show up and put full makeup on her face right before her eyes open.
Oh, good point. Good point. You don't think she was sleeping?
No, I think she had her makeup done, and then she laid her head on the pillow, and then the crew knocked on the door because no one looks that beautiful in the morning.
Well, yeah, and also she works in news, right? Or she did work in news. So her being surprised at his rising at 7:45 seemed a little ridiculous now that you say it.
Well, there is a bit of jet lag. 1, 2.
Okay, yeah, good point.
I think that she may have a lot of that, like, again, very well, because she is so beautiful. I think a lot of that might be like semi-permanent tattooing of like eyeliners and lip liners and things, so that I think her skin is gorgeous. I think she may have woken up and put a full face of makeup on, or she might be actually pretty. But either way, him waking her up by pulling out her earplugs, saying, "Misha, you sleep so deep." That is among one of the most horrifying things to do to a person, to wake them up in a way that is anything other than nice.
Yeah.
So I hate him.
Sheree kicks me, to be fair, to wake me up. She literally kicks me in the side of my body.
Yeah, I mean, a kick is a lot more cute than pulling out the earplug, lumbering over, whispering, "You sleep so deep," with sunken eyes. I'll take a kick every morning. I'll take a kick every single morning. So this topic of smut gets brought up. Did they pet? Did they not pet? They both seem to think that They have done something that God would not be upset about. They have not sinned.
Lots of thoughts on this because, if they did do something when she hopped over on that bed, they'd burn in hell for eternity. You know?
Yeah.
So they couldn't do that. So I'm pretty confident she yoked him off with a glove on.
Right.
These religions, they have like odd little workarounds, like life hacks.
Yeah. I think in the book of Numbers, it lays out that she can jerk his cock off and it's completely fine.
If she wears gloves.
If she
it's
wears
like it's not
gloves.
touching it.
Yeah. She'll not burst into flames.
Right. Well, if the semen touches her skin, she will immediately burst into flames. But that's why they wear the glove. And there's all sorts of little loopholes. So although he may be a virgin, I don't know.
He's probably soaked.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
For sure.
Do you think he's soaked before?
Well, to be fair, I'm starting to think he's quite the liar, this man. And Jesus, as we all know, frowns upon lying. I think it's one of the deadly sins, because we get later on to this idea that she had, in fact, said there was heavy petting, and he is in full denial mode about that. Sir, that's called denial, but also called lying.
Yeah. No, he's a big liar. Now, they go out and they explore Nazareth. And I expressed this sentiment last week, but I'm just sad that Nazareth has a juice guy.
Well, he has to bring her on a tour.
I'm upset that there's a guy that is known for good juices there. I don't know.
This is when he really ramps up the tour of the Holy City.
Right.
That you obviously need to stop by and frequent this business and buy some pink lemonade. This is like your first stop.
Yeah. You go to where the Virgin Mary or the Mary Magdalene drank water, and then you go sample this guy's fucking juicy wares.
It was in the Bible. Jesus loved pink lemonade.
Rubes.
It's after the glove, then you have to have the lemonade or flames. Everyone's
Flames.
in flames.
Uh-oh, flames. You're on fire. Flames. Should have gotten the lemonade. Now you're dead.
Right.
So
Yeah.
drink up.
Yeah. Merciless God was to the Jews.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I also I think that I was thinking a lot about him because I think that he's awful since he didn't like her cat.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, I thought
that
you were talking about God.
No, him and I have a lot to work out.
Yeah.
But he
hey,
if he
Ribs,
doesn't,
it's a lifelong journey.
and if he doesn't like cats though, bad God.
Right.
I thinking about the fact that this person has dedicated his whole life to God or the church or whatever he wants to say, and he isn't part of like I don't know the proper like the clergy or whatever it is. Yeah, that's kind of like why isn't he a part of the church?
Yeah. Why isn't he part of this like
larger group of worshipers? He did point out that it is they're a minority there. In the big
I was
city.
thinking the only way for him to do so would be to be a part of some Guy Fawkes kind of underground worship there. But maybe it's not that severe. They're just like 10% of the population.
I think it's like 2, but I think that there's like it isn't like there's 100 people in all of Israel. There's a few million. I think you could find a church and be a priest or a preacher. I don't know what they are, but you don't have to be a blogger.
But to take Ruby's point, I believe she's saying that it's a little sketchy.
And that's such a good point. And it's probably just that he's all fucking filled up with. Oh well, we said that he's likely not filled up with cum. He's probably gotten the gloves. Yeah.
Well, too much of it though. It does a number on the brain.
So, a topic of family gets brought up, and we get to some sticky situations here with Nicola,
pretty
and,
goddamn
Misha.
dismissive about the whole family. Her daughters know everything about Nicola.
Right.
And he hasn't even told his brothers or his mother really about this. This is a woman he's been talking to for 6 years now.
Yeah.
Something's up with that too.
Well, the issue is his mother is disgusted by Misha because she is
Damaged goods.
She's a filthy divorcee whore in the eyes of God, and she's just not down for that kind of thing. And he said, I'm dating this woman, and she said, ha! And he said she's divorced, and she said, ha! And then she ran at him with a knife. She does that in the middle of the night sometimes. He has to subdue her. But what are your thoughts on this interesting family dynamic, Rubes?
When he starts gaslighting her and she's like, "Oh, you haven't told anyone that I exist?" And he's like, "What do you want for me, Misha, to put sign that says, 'Oh, you are here'?" I was like,
Yeah.
no, she doesn't need a sign
Yeah.
that says she's in Nazareth. Just like, "Ooh, I have a girlfriend of 7 years," maybe, to like
Yeah.
anyone that you've ever met before. So that was
Yeah.
really tough.
What do you
And
want me to do? Hold somebody hostage and get a megaphone and
Go
just
on,
tell everybody that if you don't let Misha, my girlfriend, come, I'm gonna slit this person from Misha. I'm not
Come
gonna
on,
do
I'm
that.
not gonna do
It
that.
sounds crazy.
It's crazy, Misha. Come
Please.
on.
Fucking crazy,
What do you
Misha.
fucking want? Misha, you are not listening to me, Misha. I love you, Misha. More than anything, Misha, stop it. You are being stupid. Shut up, Misha. He doesn't listen when she speaks.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Okay, but maybe we could." And he's like, "Misha, enough. This is enough." And I loved it. I loved every fucking minute of it.
Well,
and I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, well, we'll get the line at the end where we really do find out that Nicola may take the cake for scariest man on the show. Yeah, yeah. He's not into women, period. Period. So let's move on to a little kettle corn and a little lemonade, a thematic tie to the next segment.
Yes.
When Tyrae asks for it, you can see the merchant think about whether or not he should lie to him for his sake. I'm not kidding. Watch it back. He's like,
I got water.
Yeah,
water'd be good for you. Water'd be good. You want some water? It's free.
yeah. It's not for other people, but I'll give it to you.
Can I say something? All right. So
Now that we're done making fun of how fat he is, we can move on to his heartbreak.
Okay. So here's what's sad about this, and I said this in my opening remarks. We should be game over with this. Once Christian is here and it's been corroborated, Christian's openly admitted that it's a fraud, we move on. But because the producers of 90 Day Fiancé, and they have a habit of this, have their sights on a truly sad, pathetic individual that is completely in denial, they will, of course, hit the accelerator. And that is, in fact, what we've done here. I wouldn't be blown away if his arc finishes out at episode 16. We will see multiple scenes and episodes of him slowly creeping to the finish line of Carmela, who is, in fact, an escort who had her photos stolen by a guy named Christopher.
Well, okay, so I agree that we need to wrap this up because what the show is doing to the audience's empathy and patience with Tyrae is similar to what, the people who run this city have done to us and bums, filthy bums.
Right.
We don't care.
We're losing
anymore,
empathy.
right?
At some point, you got to help yourself. You can't keep plausible
or at
deniability.
least not scream and throw a bottle of Mountain Dew that I just bought you at me. Don't do that at least.
At some point, this sad person tried making up this complete storyline that perhaps Carmela's in jail. And that's why she can't get a hold of him.
All right.
Now, this is where we need to put a net around him, drag him into the back of a paddy wagon, and get him into a padded room. Because he's insane.
I wanted to take it a little bit slower.
Oh, sure. Sorry.
But I have and I'm sure the three of us all have these same exact take. It's at the point now where I don't care that you're sad and that you play ukulele in the park and rap about people's clothing. You need to be institutionalized, perhaps electroshock therapy, something that can buzz some stuff loose because you need to be fixed.
I agree. Once this prison storyline is thrown out the window, I would not be surprised if he jumps straight to abducted by aliens.
Can you turn him down a little bit? He's peaking, I feel like. Rubes, he needs to be institutionalized, right?
He is, when he looks at his poor sister, and she is just an angel trying to navigate her way through this, because what do you do?
Right.
The whole, then Christian could be her pimp. Like, we went through this, then we went through she's in prison, then we went through the fact that she lives 35 minutes away and didn't reach out to me. No. No. He is a man who lives in a different country who
Yeah.
stole photos from a woman who is on an escort service and many, many others who
Yeah.
happens to live 30. So don't call her.
Yeah.
Don't call her.
Right.
And then say that there's I need someone to weigh in who has a medical license and say what is wrong with him because
Yeah.
something is this what happens? Do you have to believe this stuff because you just can't?
Yeah.
You
The desperation is so intense at this point that he has to keep a hold of the silver lining. Now, yeah, so psychiatrists, we have a lot of mental health professionals in our fan base. Let us know in the Patreon.
please
Yeah, help this man.
Please. Yep.
So there's this is a divisive storyline because I feel like it's one of the ones I'm very fatigued by, but it's also the one I feel like has the highest ceiling. Now, I know that they're not going to do this, but this theoretically could turn into a Netflix documentary next week.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? But in order to do that in this arena, you have to have Tyrae going throughout the entire journey. I think it could be fun. Him kind of sniffing out an underground of, I don't know, scamming, criminality.
Oh, it'd be great.
Who knows? You know,
Nah.
I think he'd be really good,
Dylan,
though.
the guy is, I'm sorry, the guy's just not there. I mean, the big dummy, he threw his fucking iPhone on the grass, and I so hoped a homeless man picked it up and said, can I have this? And then
Yeah,
ran
yeah.
off.
Right.
Because that's what should happen if you throw your own device on the grass. A homeless guy should take it and run.
My wife broke her phone today. She had to go to the Apple store with printed out directions.
Oh, no.
I know.
Wow, old school.
Guess what happened?
Oh my god.
She pulls off the freeway. There's a detour for an event. I mean, what are we to do? Are we supposed to just are we supposed to die of thirst? I don't know how she made it.
Oh, I'll tell you.
It's crazy.
I'm telling you, they're doing work all over the city. I think Bane's in town.
yeah.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm getting detoured everywhere.
all of the police officers, and I mean every single last one, are going to run underground somewhere.
All of them.
And someone's going to
How
be like,
foolish.
hey, I think it's just a bad idea. And then someone else is going to be like, shut up. And then they're going to do it. Okay.
I saw,
Yeah.
I need to just really quickly, this will take less than 30 seconds. There was a very fun moment of just a typical NYPD person today. Some like luxury building had called police down to some marina, and I was walking down on the street, and the cop car pulls in, and the security guard runs up to the cop car, and he rolls down the window, and the cop looks at him and goes, "Did you call me?" And the guy goes, yeah, it was me. He goes, "When you fucking call me and you say the marina, you have to fucking tell me where in the marina, because we're driving just to the marina."
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, that was crazy.
I kind of appreciate it.
I do too. Did you go up and tell the
Yeah.
cop, hey, sir,
Sir, that's rude, sir.
Sir, lower your
Hey.
voice.
Hey, he is a minority, sir. No, and now Kaylin, you have to cut it out. Oh,
No.
Jesus.
We're not going to cut it out. Let's get to the, let's storm the beaches of Normandy.
I was going to say Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah,
yes.
let's storm the beaches
Oh,
of
hi, Ellie.
Normandy with Ellie is hiding from us. That is pets. Oh, she's running away now.
Oh, well, run, Ellie. Run like they did at Normandy.
Now, Dylan,
yeah.
if we
And boy,
want
did they run.
if we want to talk about a trope, TLC, we get it. David can't hear. This is the 5th time you've done this. You can stop now.
It's almost offensive. It's almost like insulting.
If David could hear, he would be insulted by this, I think.
I agree.
So we got this is just some really dynamic television. We have a deaf guy with a woman who can't speak the language that he can't speak. Again, I don't know what kind of thing they were trying to get out of this, but I find this relationship to be the bottom of the barrel on this show right now.
Oh, I so ship them to, I guess.
I ship them too. But they're just like, I think he's a perv,
Yeah.
but I think she might be a little kink too, you know?
Son of a bitch didn't even shower. 13 hours with your balls sweating on a fucking airplane seat.
That's so
You don't
gross.
have the courtesy to get in that goddamn shower and wash your goddamn balls before you enter a woman, you pig.
Yeah.
You gross, disgusting pig.
Well, and it also, sorry, I tonight it made me feel very uncomfortable because you could clearly see just like what kind of disability this is. Like, it's pretty fucking serious. I mean, he chews really loudly and he has no idea.
That was a weird one.
So anyways,
Imagine what he sounds like when he comes.
That was Patrick. That was the only thing I could think about, was that she's just there having sex and she's like, okay, this is fine. And then just all of a sudden,
don't do it, Ruby. Don't.
People next door like, ma'am, are you okay in there? It
Yeah.
sounds like a fucking elephant.
And she's like, yes, I am okay. It's like, oh, God.
never mind. And you are now kicked out of the hotel. You both have to leave.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys like this storyline? I just think they're really sweet to each other, and I think I ship them too.
All guys are pervs. He does come off a little creepy. That's okay. I want to find out if he's just nervous or if he is in fact kind of an irritable kind of guy. Because he came off this episode very irritable. It could just be from sleep deprivation, all the travel.
You're saying
He's
a
nervous.
little bit more than deaf?
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good episode title, I think. A little bit more than deaf, maybe.
I like that a lot. And I think that if you take anyone who's just traveled for 15 plus hours to a non-air conditioned spot with no bathroom, you should be fucking shot and killed.
Okay,
He
well,
was-
she doesn't know any better, Ruby. I mean,
No,
it's
he booked the room.
no, I mean, him taking her to maybe the restaurant was not bad. Fine. Fuck the restaurant, the
Okay,
hotel.
okay.
Him taking her to the roach infested twin bed hotel that was falsely advertised. What is that?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
No, David.
Fuck
No,
TripAdvisor.
David.
Yeah, bad job, David. One circle for you.
I mean, to be fair, she lives in a place, just to remind the audience, where Superman and Zod just ripped it up to shreds. I mean, it doesn't even
Yeah.
have floors.
No, they've been building back since that day. I don't know
Okay.
what they call it, but they do refer to two men in the sky doing it. What were you saying?
There are a lot of places in the Philippines, I would like to also point out, that have things like air conditioning and
Yeah,
seats
yeah,
and
yeah.
good
Yes.
food. So,
Yeah,
it's
totally.
actually not all slum and horror like this. And maybe David could have not gone to the economy cheap version for him and Sheila when he comes very loudly and eats like a pig.
Well, let's
I
talk
agree with
about
Ruby.
the adobo place really quickly though, because this was a kind of, I don't know, it was a Three Stooges kind of set piece here. This youngster working at this adobo place, I mean, what are we going to do if this is the work ethic of the youth? I mean, I think this kid's high.
Is this the kid that couldn't open the bathroom door? Or were we at
He
the hotel?
broke the goddamn key in the bathroom door. And this is why I thought he was a little high, even though I think you can have your hands chopped off in the Philippines if you get drugs. Or is that Singapore?
Both, I think.
Really?
Probably both.
Yeah. They don't like gay people in the Philippines.
Is
either, I
that
don't
right?
think. No, I don't think so.
I think they have to.
What do you mean?
Well, I think a good portion of the. Oh no, that's Thailand. I was thinking of Lady Boys. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, she has to stand up on the countertop and like point to shit for him. And the youngster's just sitting there looking at her like, he looked baked out of his mind. Then he broke the key. I don't need to put forth any more exhibits. The kid was on drugs. All right, let's move on. 2, our favorite, Gino and Jasmine. I can say that, right?
Sure.
They're our favorite.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They're probably the best couple, right?
I mean, every time they come on, just they bring a new energy to the show.
Yeah, I feel like they could have their own reality TV show.
Oh God, I hope not, because TLC will do it. They'll give any of these losers their own show. Stacy and Darcy, Family Chantel. Who's that fat one with the other girl from Vietnam? David and whatever. Oh my God.
Annie.
Annie. Yeesh. And then that Israeli couple, she won't shut up. A lot of
Yeah.
spinoffs, Dylan. They'll give them a spinoff.
Misha, your favorite when I'm most attracted to you is when you're fucking quiet.
When you are mute. Oh,
Muted.
Nico, that's so cute. He's so sweet to me, and he is the
Yeah.
love of my life. Yes.
All right, so Gino has been cast out either by himself, his nerves, or Jasmine. And he is, what's going on? Why are you making all these faces?
I'm kind of at the point where I don't know if we should. Is Gino safe? I don't know that he is safe, and I
Oh,
think his emotional. I'm not joking. He may develop serious PTSD from this entire relationship.
he's already that prehistoric kind of little rodentia thing in Ice Age that is just chasing that acorn around the entire time. His default setting is that kind of quiet. He's just a version of it. It's a quiet panic.
As I've joked, I don't have any licenses in therapy or psychology. However, his voice, that kind of crunchy, scared little
Shaky,
child,
yeah.
there was some trauma there.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
and it's still apparent.
I don't know what you do to these people. Like, if you go through certain kind of therapy, do you just come out on the other side after 2 years? Like, what's that thing in SpongeBob where I think, like, I don't know, somebody, you come out and you look like a superhero. I don't know, like you levitate. What's going to happen to how does Gino get better?
Well, I'll tell you what he doesn't do. He doesn't date a spicy Latina that thinks she's going to get a will out of him by putting dildos in her asshole. Yeah, in that relationship, you move back to Michigan and live a very boring life with a very homely girl that's much more fitting to your aesthetic.
Well, I mean, to think about the trajectory of these two. This woman is she's on the verge of picking up knives and crying, screaming, and running at him over a prenup. And then it's kind of a wink and a nod. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we have real evidence that she may try to kill him at the end of this episode.
She'll have people hired. It will probably likely be two cousins.
There will be an accident of some sort.
Oh, and oddly enough, you'll find his corpse with a hat stuffed in his mouth.
Yeah.
Almost as though it was kind of like a little message to send.
Yeah. And then the cops pull up, and he does have this odd crop of hair on top, and they're like, oh, God, put his hat back on.
Oh, this is sad. What, boss? The hat in the mouth? No. His little patch of hair.
Look at that patch
Are
of hair.
there any
It's
children
pathetic.
here? Because let's get this crime scene taped off here. We don't want to
Sure,
see
his
this.
balls have been chopped off. Look at his head, though. Oh, my God. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So, he sits down for is there something in the walls, Rubes?
No, I was just thinking about how actually sad his funeral would be. Like, who would go to Gino's funeral?
Manja.
Manja would go.
Oh, is he still alive?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, at this
hoping
point?
that,
You're talking about dying of old age, Gino?
I mean, hopefully she's not going to off him like immediately.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no. If you're a fan of 48 Hours 2020, these people never have patience for that. Once the papers are signed, it's like 3 days later they'll have them killed.
It's so fascinating to me that people commit crimes in such a sloppy manner because we've talked about it before. I feel like if I stole a bag of Doritos, there would be some kind of Minority Report infrastructure that would fucking assassinate me in my sleep. Like, I'm just so scared of making a wrong move were I to commit any crime. And these people are like, we just got a fucking life insurance policy. Let's spray this person's blood on the side of our house. It's crazy. So anyways.
And they'll get away with it. So
So he sits down at the bar.
We never learn her name, but what a nice barstress. Very friendly bartender.
Let's call her Norm.
All right. He sits down with
Yeah.
Norm.
Yeah, he sits down with Norm. And
Norm!
He's like, do you have anything light? I want,
Shifty fucking eyes.
I want something light. She's
Okay. By the way, a wheat beer is not light.
a wheat beer. A wheat beer. I got to tell you, one of the most foul tastes to me. I can't stand a wheat beer.
Gross.
And I kind of lost it. And dare I say, Nicola kind of passive aggressive way at my wife one time because we were entertaining and she brought out, I said, get some beer. She came home, just a wild move with a bunch of wheat beer. And I was like, why? There are so many roads you could have taken. Mm-hmm. You chose wheat.
but you know what? Gino really loves the color.
Oh, yeah, that's a great color. And so I am feeling horrible for this bartender because he's not the kind of guy to go on his phone. He's not the kind of guy to bring a Clive Cussler novel. He's just...
No, he's not a big reader.
He's just going to sit there and look. Yeah, he's just going to sit there and look. And she has to contend with that. And that's a situation that I think all three of us are particularly, I mean, maybe Pat probably best out of all of us, but we would not do well in that situation.
No,
I would run to the bathroom if he was there.
Well, she doesn't, Dylan. She's actually quite helpful because she coaches him up that in Panama, prenups are almost non-existent, which I'd want to fact check that. And this is news to Gino and also to this podcaster, Patty, because I think it's completely made up and bullshit. But for our
oh, I love this. She's such a plant. When the day comes and he's massacred, the person that stands over him with Jasmine, obviously her sister's there, but then Norm is there too.
I love that.
Yeah.
She's the cop.
And she's the cop, and she goes, prenups are signed all the time, bitch. And then he's like, I thought you couldn't. Anyways.
That's all. Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Right.
All right, so just can you make it light?
Should we catch up with
a light beer?
Jasmine and her sister, who I think is 12 and should not be at a bar talking about her older sister's sex life.
So young. Yeah, she looks very young. All I really got from this was just how Latina her cry is. It's such a unique.
Gino won't let me.
It's
I love the man.
It's so uniquely like, oh, you know.
I don't want to
Even
kill him.
her sister literally says, I think you should drink some water.
Yeah.
Stop it. Because
Yeah.
you're embarrassing everyone, mainly me. So drink some water.
She does give me Black Widow kind of vibes, though.
Don't sign that prenup, buddy.
The will?
Or the will. Yeah.
No, don't. Go home, Gino. Go home.
Like, we joke, but I really do believe there is a world where he isn't safe. Like you said, yeah, no.
Dylan, there is no reason. There is absolutely no reason, and this is not for any type of comedic effect, that she should have asked him about a will. None. That's all.
Because if you're married to him, you're next of kin anyway.
Yep.
Which lends credence to your point. She's going to kill him immediately.
100%.
Fuck the wedding. He doesn't have a lot of money. You're going to spend most of it on the wedding.
I think in their last season, I think I mentioned this in a previous podcast, he inherited money. I think he's got $600,000 sitting around.
Okay, well, good for him. Okay, so let's move on to Life of the Party. Christian.
Straight as fuck.
Straight as fuck, yellow car dice, straight as fuck Christian. We meet his friends for a little morning brunch at the Amityville Horror House.
Was it Halloween?
Was it Halloween, and is it is the house condemned, or do they own it? Is it a condemned house that they're living in, or is that their house? And is it Halloween? And he's gay, right? This guy?
Oh, not only is he gay, but he's gay for the man that is giving him the breakfast, and they fuck.
Oh,
now
wow,
we're talking about his
yeah.
buddy Tom.
Yeah.
All right, him and Tom, if they have not fucked, they're definitely Eskimo brothers.
Well, he said as much, and then he said, not Cleo, though. Not Cleo. Well, I mean, obviously. I mean, she lives in London. I mean, my God. But anyways, good news for Christian, who pours himself a glass of whiskey over the rocks.
I hope at 9 a.m. They were eating breakfast.
At 9 a.m. He can do that with a certain amount of ease and comfort because his friends are preyed upon by fucking ghosts and demons every single night. So they're filthy fucking drunks too. We're all in good company here. Suck down some whiskey with your eggs, weirdo. It's fine. Yeah, we get more stuff about how he's gay, kind of.
Yeah. He's also losing his hair, the poor bastard. And he's also a drunk.
Yep.
You don't pour down a heavy pour of whiskey like that at 9 a.m.
No. It's not an appropriate thing to do. Maybe on a bachelor party, and even on a bachelor party, if you're over, let's put it at 32, people are going to be like, Jesus Christ, dude. Why are you going so hard? Take it easy.
Unless you have fallen in love with the woman whom your family has just discovered is trans
Yeah.
and said antagonistic things to you about, then maybe you start chugging whiskey at 9 a.m. I
Good
don't
point. He might be in the midst of a panic because he told his conservative family the other day that he was going to London to start Manja dating a trans woman.
By the way, I understand reality TV means you're supposed to share, be real with, I guess, the cameras.
Yeah.
However, Christian, this says something about you that you would, in fact, call out your entire family as being transphobic.
Yeah.
Might want to lower that one down, just say some members of his family.
Well,
And then also say, you know what? Friends are family, and I don't need to be associated with these people. So, no, Christian, you don't. But when you come back from London, because you will not like Cleo enough to spend any time with her after this, you will need your family,
Right.
Because your friends and their candelabras will, again, their home will be condemned when you return, and your family will be the only thing that you have left. So don't do this.
Well, and sticking with the dark Dill kind of dark Dill theme, I mean, when he gets back, he could walk into a pretty gnarly scene. The lion that adorns the little sconcy type thing of the fireplace, it's become animated and flown at Tom's head, ripping it off. Nobody's seen him, but Christian will. And then he'll really need his family.
You guys have never walked into people's houses that look like this? I have. And I am thinking, what's going on with you people?
No, not the uniquely thin A-frame, wrought iron, weed overgrown front yard. It's like such a perfect aesthetic for demons. Yeah.
Spooks. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
want to make it clear. The Dylan and I are not commenting on like this is not like a socioeconomic thing. We
know.
are very used. We love trailers. We are very used to it. It's just
No, the decor.
the vibe.
The decor is off-putting. I walked into a couple's house one time. It was like someone's birthday party. I'm like, wow, big fans of horror in here.
Yeah,
Like there's like Jason Voorhees mask on the wall. Like, what the fuck? And it's like April, so it's obviously not Halloween.
I love the I know people and I care for people who are big into Halloween, but not really. I don't have that many fans who are like, or I don't have that many friends that are like, you walk in and I love that. It's like, why are there posters of the creature from the Black Lagoon in your living room?
And why are all of your walls in your living room painted blood red?
It's just really, and why is your only pet a goldfish?
And why is the ashtray a gargoyle?
Yeah.
Why do you have an ashtray on your kitchen table?
Yeah.
Why are you drinking whiskey at 9 a.m.?
Why do you keep yelling that you're straight as fuck?
Well, this segment ends with him basically saying, hey, look, if it's between him being with Cleo and his family, he's ready and prepared emotionally to ditch his entire family.
Yep, good solution. Let's go to Vietnam with Riley. How else would Riley start the day off, Ribs? That was a weird question.
I don't want to answer it.
Yeah, how could you answer it? What a bizarre question. That's not a throw to you. What could you possibly have done with that?
Correct answer. I believe he's shaving his balls.
Is he really?
He's shaving something.
Oh, wow.
I was going to say he was just getting ready for the day,
Yeah,
but him
yeah.
staying at the hotel that he is staying at, being called Hotel Majestic, for some reason just fits perfectly, and I don't know why.
I don't know why both of you are so scared of Riley. I think he is kind of a cuck. I know that you're thinking that he has some kind of Lenny type freak out strength, but I think he's just a cuck.
Yeah. He's definitely emotionally weak. Later in the episode, when she apologizes and changes the plans and actually decides to spend time with him.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of follow-up questions.
Right,
But don't you know how much that hurt me?
Yeah.
I know. That's why I'm here now. I
Yeah,
wanted to avoid that.
Yeah.
I know, but don't you know how that makes me feel? Yeah, that's exactly why I changed my plans and decided to show up here today and invite you out to the Prince's Palace.
That's why we're looking at tanks right now.
Yeah, I know, but it's just hard to kind of understand how you could do that to a person. I think I've explained it enough, you pussy.
Yeah. If there's anything that Violet hates, it's a bitch. Or she needs it.
I think that Violet has 95 men in rotation, and I am so unbelievably impressed by her. I
Yeah.
can't even begin to. She doesn't even want his pearls. When Tiffany was like, "We gonna take back those pearls, aren't we?"
Yeah.
Violet was like, "Take them, bitch. I don't like pearls."
Yeah.
I love
Hey,
it.
hey, get Violet on Summer House. Let's get
Yes.
Violet on Summer House, and we can really show Sam what a fucking roster is. Spit in your
idiot.
mouth. That is child's play for Violet.
They shit in my mouth, Sam. Too much.
Pat?
I agree with everything Ruby said.
Yeah, totally. All right, so let's get to Romania. Let's talk to Razvan.
The land of feral cats with one eye.
Okay.
What an interesting setting shot.
Why? That was horrifying. They open up with 2 kittens and they're both missing an eye. Why? What is the foreshadowing of this? Is Razvan going to take her eye?
It's some kind of symbol.
No. Those feral cats, those birds hang out in that park that are trying to plan to wipe out the rest of humanity.
Oh, very interesting. The kittens, whose mother perished before she was able to teach them everything, had to throw themselves at one of those birds before they were aptly trained on how to take down the foe. They lost both their eyes, but they did feast on the carcass and lived to see another day, though not that well. Poor cats.
Not that well at all.
Poor cats.
Together, they have perfect vision. though.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, Pat,
Yeah.
I feel like we need to kind of put out another call to fight. I feel like this is your...
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I feel like this is your lane right now.
Oh, okay. All right. So, they only had one scene. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You lying, crying, manipulative, controlling piece of shit. All right. Amanda's a broken person right now. So you can misdirect and you can manipulate her, but not this podcaster.
No.
I am putting up $10,000 to a charity of your choice, which
Yeah.
will probably be your own pockets.
Right.
Because you're a failed TikToker and a total loser. And you're losing your hair. And you're not going to be good looking in 5 years. 5 years is a lot of time. It was just a short period of time. I started out good looking at 40. Now look at me. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to fight you.
Patrick.
Don't
Great.
feed it. Don't feed it. Don't feed it. He doesn't need
I'm
it.
on a roll here.
Don't feed it.
Razvan, we're the top podcast. I know you're hearing us because you're a narcissist.
We're
I
the
will
best
beat
coffee in the world,
living
Razvan.
shit out of you. There is no chance in this planet that you will be a father figure to Amanda's children. And this whole video bullshit. You are a scumbag. I'll fight you for 10 grand. Hit me up at patrick@anotherpodnetwork.com. Let's arrange it. Let's do it. We'll put it on YouTube.
Do you need to go to... What if you needed to go to Romania to do this?
Oh, that's all the flights and the flying and everything. Besides, he wants to make it to America.
Yeah. Okay, so it's got to be here.
It's got to be here in my backyard.
Are we getting it sanctioned or anything like that?
No, just
All right.
we'll put gloves on.
Handshake.
Handshake.
All right. Well, Razvan's witchy kind of incubus-like behavior is very on display here in this car ride.
Can we break down his excuse, which he's just throwing everything out the window or at the, what is he,
Wall.
throwing everything at the wall?
Yeah.
She asks, why did you take that video call?
Yeah.
And he says, well, because I wanted, to.
I like
do
how
it
we
in front
just
of
do
you.
the accents.
Yeah,
Oh, we can do
yeah.
that. They're white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I can't do an Asian man because people will say, Pat, it sounds racist, but
Yeah.
I could do a really good Violet,
Do it.
No, let's not.
But Razvan, his excuse
Or
initially.
should we just do it for the uncensored? Should we do it for the uncensored tier?
All right, Razvan, I want to get to Razvan because
Now,
I
the
want to
thought
punch
of
this
even
guy.
doing that is disgusting. We're not doing that. I'm sorry I haven't brought it up. I don't want to hear that.
Ruby, can you break down the manipulation of Razvan with Amanda here?
Okay. I'm not joking, Patrick, and I don't want to make you more upset with him or with me than you already are. My note says, is Razvan a nice and sweet person?
Right.
Because I actually, in this moment, and he may just be very, very, very good, I felt like I was thinking back, like he takes her to 310 Corner, not organic grocer. He takes her to the one bird park.
Yeah.
like he's attempting to do things and she's basically just like, you never listen to me.
Yeah.
And he's like, I always listen, Amanda.
Right.
And she's like, no, you don't. And then he's like, you are mean. And she's like,
wow.
are we okay though? And he's like, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt bad.
All
you
right.
know? And that's probably what he's
Yeah.
doing. So you tell me
I'll tell you
what
why.
his
Can I just
manipulation
add
was.
one more thing to
course.
this? I think he's doing such a good job because he's so poor. And you know, this Pretty Woman kind of vacation that Pat wants Razvan to take Amanda on is really unrealistic, and worse yet, Razvan wants to do that, but he can't. He's just doing the best he can.
He can cobble together a video shoot for some of his horrible music too.
No,
By the way,
I'm
how about I
kidding.
gotta-
Ribs, I think you're way off.
Yeah,
This guy is
okay.
a
Scumbag.
oh my god, what a
Here's-
snake this
By the
guy
way,
is.
you have a woman who's emotionally damaged, and what you need to do is create a structure where she feels comfort because she just lost a husband. Everything is she can't trust anything.
Are
at this
you
point.
doing a dentist system here right now, or are you like this is actually from your heart?
This is from my heart. When
Okay.
the last
First thing you do, find a widow, create structure around her.
No, I'm saying a grieving widow. What I'm saying is hey, she's only here for a couple weeks, buddy. Can we push off the idea of you making out with another girl while she's in the same room for a month? Why do it now in front of her?
Right. Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
you're attempting to make great TV, which
And
you're doing.
I'll tell you
Thank
what, Amanda is, given the death of the husband, right? A very, very, she's like a Westfield shopping center, a very soft target. You seen the security around those places?
know.
mean, my God.
I'm shocked there's not more shootings there.
God forbid.
Well, God forbid,
Creed.
but also it's a soft target.
Okay, fair.
I want to talk to Razvan's ex-wife that he's talking so much shit about. See what her take is
So
on this piece
when,
of shit.
because she is such a soft target, he can throw on clear as day, super loud, fake tears. And not only will it quell any anger that she has towards him, they have sex that night.
Oh, I'm sure.
She is totally. She grabs his hand. She starts kissing him. She feels so bad that he's so heartbroken and loves her so much that he's just scared of. He took you to a place with bats and birds and took a 3-hour call about he was going to fuck somebody on a new porn shoot. It has music, but it's not a music video. It's a porn.
Mea culpa. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
Jesus
all right.
Christ, Ruby. All right, let's get to Sheila and David.
Oh, yeah.
Now he's jumping up and down to be with her this evening.
Hey, guys.
in this hotel.
You
room.
want to know what? All right, so you guys are having trouble having to read all the subtitles and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm actually using this as an opportunity to learn sign language.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
This will break your heart and be devastated.
Wait, say it again.
This will break his heart.
So you do like a "I'm a slave for you" kind of thing with your hand, and then you tap your heart.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And then tonight, he...
Brittany, we can't get any more snakes. Just do it with your hand. She's like, okay.
But hey, look, I'm learning a lot. All jokes aside,
Yeah.
this is how he signed to her that he wanted to fuck her. He goes,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
sign language. He wants
Right.
to bang.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I loved him rubbing his hands together like he was a chef looking at his best meal he's ever made. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so excited.
Like somebody was like a Looney Tune getting ready for like one of those like big exaggerated raw steaks.
Yep. Or like big plate of pasta. They're like,
Yeah.
eyes are all big.
But it's
That's-
a diminutive Filipino woman
Yep.
who he met online.
Are we going to hell for this?
No,
No.
I don't
Oh,
think so. So this is where we find out that he's a very, very loud eater. I just feel really bad because he's not in a place that has an infrastructure to support him with that kind of disability. Like it's already a tough road to hoe, but now he's in rural Philippines, and he just seems to be having a tough time.
Blind man made it up Everest, Dylan.
He had
Really?
he had lots of yogis with him.
Oh, he
though,
did?
or-
Oh.
What do they call those people?
Sherpas?
Sherpas. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I read recently that there's like one guy who apparently like summited the whole thing by himself, and everyone was like, "Don't do that. That's a really bad idea." And apparently, when he was like right about to reach the summit, he rested for a little bit, and you're never supposed to do that. And he died, and everybody like that day that was hiking it walked by him, and they knew that he was in like serious distress, but they didn't do anything to help him. And there's a bunch of articles written about how the eagerness to get to the top is just evil at that point. Nobody cares.
Oh, wow. Well, it would
can I
hurt
tell-
even more if you walked by and said, told you not to do it.
Right?
That's what I would have done. Can I tell you something about these fucking lunatics that go out solo?
Yep.
It's like what you're doing is dangerous enough. You want to go snowboard a 90-degree decline? Go fucking do it. Fine. You want to do it by yourself? If you fall into a fucking glacier, I don't even know if that makes sense. Somebody recently on TikTok fell into a glacier. How does that even make sense? How's there a glacier on a mountain? I don't understand that. But if you want to fall down or get mauled by a goddamn bear, then that's what happened to you. You didn't have a buddy.
Here's the thing, though,
fucking
Dylan.
maniacs.
There is I think a set agreement. If you fucking freeze to death up there, no one's coming for you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you had to have like people put their lives in danger trying to rescue your sorry ass, but as long as the deal is, look, you go up there and you fucking freeze to death, and then you look like a popsicle in 4 years as somebody walks by you, that's on your own.
Yeah. But hey, do me a favor. If you're gonna die, get off the trail.
So just a fun last tidbit. I'm not sure why I started reading so much about this. It's very disgusting and morbid, but there's another
No, it's
famous
fascinating.
one called green boots, and these bodies are basically perfectly preserved for decades. And this guy in the same cave, I believe, that the other man whose name I don't know died. This very famous hiker called Green Boots is, I guess, there, and you can see his like very bright green snow boots, and he's like a marker on the trail for people that they're like, okay, we're about to get to whatever part of the summit because we're passing Green Boots.
You're not gonna go, are you?
I hate cold, and I don't want to die.
Oh, thank you. I agree with you.
All right, so let's get to the Tyrae phone call.
He's got to call that prostitute that's his girlfriend.
Yeah. So it's like, we did.
He's also pissed a homeless guy stole his phone.
We did find out that what's her name? Claudia? Carmela. She's a hooker. So he calls the service trying to find his love, and obviously he does not get through. His sister is. I had written down that she was a bit of an enabler, but I think that's unfair to her.
Yeah.
I think she's mocking him softly. She's trying to walk him through this because at the end of the day, her brother is someone who should not be in the outside and out where we are
right now until he's heavily medicated.
No. He should be inside somewhere.
Yeah, because
he's not right now. He's out with all of us, and he's throwing his phone, and he's falling in love with whores, and it's just not.
Well, he's now convinced that Christian is actually your pimp, right?
Right.
So yeah, I agree with Dylan. Yeah. The man should be locked up in a safe place with padded walls.
100%.
Yeah, not a prison. Someplace safe with lots of medication.
I want to see the movie though, where Carmela is real. Christian is also real.
Blake Lively's in it.
Blake Lively is Carmela.
Yeah.
And Christian is played by Bradley Cooper, but he has like a scar on his face, and he is her pimp. He lives in Barbados. She lives in Stockton, California, and her Aunt Tyrae has to then rescue her. And that's the show that
you know what? I didn't mean to whitewash that cast. I'm sorry that I kicked that off, but it felt like savages to me. It just felt like fat savages to me. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let's go back and say Lizzo can be Carmela.
No. You doing Lizzo stuff? It's not good. It's really not good. Let's get to Riley and Violet.
Oh, hey Dylan, one last note on this because Ruby's.
You can't comment here at her right now. And you know what? I think she's coming out with a McDonald's meal. I don't know if this was a meme, but did you see this?
No.
You know how all the hip people have McDonald's meals now?
Yeah, of course.
You know,
mostly hip hop stars.
Right. Lizzo's coming out with one, and again,
It'll be a size of a suitcase.
well, it did have like 5 cheeseburgers and 90 nuggets or something like that.
Hey, you know what,
That's
listeners of
gotta
video,
not be.
don't tell us because we took 2 opportunities during an hour and a half show to make fat jokes, okay? We got to burn through an hour and 15 here.
Thank you.
Also, someone is very fat and very funny. So it's not like we're doing it just because out of nowhere. What the fuck?
They're fat.
She's right. Dylan, before we move on, Ruby and I are obviously the 90-day experts here.
Yeah.
There have been some surprises where some sad souls, they go 4 episodes deep and you are convinced that the person is not real, and they pull up the person on the screen and it is a hot girl from the Ukraine.
Yeah.
It's happened, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that guy that waited in that restaurant for like 4 days.
Oh, you remember that one?
Yeah. I remember that guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He wore that weird long leather jacket thing.
Yeah, he wore a duster. And he just
Caesar?
ate pierogies for a long time. He's like, more.
Oh, no.
They're like, we're closing. Okay,
well, I'll
so
set the scene here because
yeah. Set the scene.
Vietnam, the land of blow-torching pig's feet on a public street.
Well, you have to do that to tenderize them, something like that. I don't know. But anyways, this is when they take their walk together. She changed her mind and decided that she was going to give him a day, because when you have this many plates spinning, you need to know the only reason why she's as successful at having this big of a web of men is because she knows how to logistically prioritize this kind of life. And she knows that she's got a squeaky wheel on her hands right now. She's got to fucking, walk around with his humid ass for a while before she can close the dick. And then she can move back and go with somebody else. But right now, Riley does need her. Mm-hmm. He needs to see tanks with her. He needs to be reminded of the horrors of war, the Agent Orange, the Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Yep.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And he needs to be heard.
Look, I just want to understand why how this hurt my feelings. I just want you to understand that. Look,
No.
I show you tanks.
No.
up.
Don't do that. God damn it, man.
Did he not tell me to do it?
I loved it. I literally loved it.
Okay.
More.
No. Okay. All right. Well,
You do have to admit,
I'm
it
just
was
worried.
really good.
Listen, I'm worried about you. We live in a goddamn McCarthy era right now.
Oh, no. We should all be very concerned, but here's the thing. Don't be mean.
Okay.
Only be nice.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
like us. Do as we say, not as we do.
Not
and
as we do.
also, it's not that big of a deal because you do have to admit, accents and horrible racism aside,
Yeah.
just the idea that someone like Riley would be with someone like Violet.
Oh my gosh.
No.
They don't call it the Odd Couple for nothing.
It's odd.
So
odd.
he says, can you do your Obama impression again and just put it in his voice and say,
I'm just really hurt. I'm trying to understand. Trying to understand why you didn't want to see me today.
I'm at the hotel. Malia's gone. You're gone. I'm sitting there. I've made my end of year playlists, and I don't know what to do with myself.
Got a bum knee. I was in the military but never saw action.
Okay, so this is the thing that really irked me about Riley. Once Violet, in a kind of like, gosh, I don't want to say that. Okay, she reminds me of, let's say, if you had Aquafina playing a satire version of Kim Jong-un, really hammed up for some kind of comedy, She has that kind of energy. She's dictatorial and hilariously so. So after she's quelled his complaining about her not being around, he talks about how he needs to rest because he sustained an injury in the military. He didn't want to tell her, though, because he was afraid that she would judge him or be embarrassed for him. Last time I checked, being wounded in action is not it's not anything to be. I mean, listen, people handle it differently, but in this case, in Riley's case, given the context of him, I don't think he would be too embarrassed about it.
No.
So what a long way.
If he jumped out of a helicopter and broke his leg, that would be the first story he'd tell.
Roundabout, long pauses, long way to say, I think he's fucking lying about this. Or what do you think? He was in the Army Reserves and he like tripped on his way to file I'm not doing this anymore piece of paperwork.
Yeah, he tripped over a cable.
Okay, so we lost Rubes, which is unfortunate. We'll get her back eventually.
Can Caitlin just patch her in when she comes back?
Yeah, Kaylin's gonna patch her in when she comes back.
Dylan, one thing worth mentioning with the Violet Riley story, we kind of skimmed over it, is he has a promise ring that he has brought with him.
Oh, that's right.
So he is waiting for some kind of commitment so then she can get the big prize, which will be inviting her to America. But this all depends on whether he can trust her. And given the trailer for next week's episode, I don't think he can.
What was the trailer for next week's
It was
episode?
awesome. She's walking. She gets a message on her phone, and of course he's untrusting. So he peers down at it, and it sees it's a guy with his shirt off. And remember, she has not left the dating site that he found her on.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
they get into a screaming match on the streets, and then it cuts to him walking off saying, I'm out of here.
Okay. Got it. All right. Well, Rubes is back. Just in time to chat about
Cleo.
So Cleo is very autistic. And because
And suffers from anxiety.
Right. And because of that, she needs to have emotional support animals.
2 gigantic genetically mutated cats named Abra and Kadabra.
They are beautiful, beautiful. Kaylin, hit participants. Yeah, so these cats are everything to her. And for that, I love her. For that, I love her because she's such a kook. She's just such a kook, right?
Jeffrey Dahmer owned cats.
I'm really sorry.
What Jeffrey Dahmer owned cats? What kind of fucking?
Well, I mean, it shouldn't be an endearing quality. You're a pet owner, you know.
What kind of indictment is that?
Well, I'm
on
just
cat
saying,
owners. Jeffrey Dahmer.
I don't think it
cats.
says anything about anybody's character. I'm saying a serial killer loved cats.
Oh, that's what you're saying. You know what? I actually kind of agree with you. I was just a little distracted, so I was filling up kind of mic time by just saying like, oh, she's a kook and stuff like that.
Oh, there you go.
But anyways, we head back to Christian, big Robert Kennedy guy. Well, Christian's gotten an Airbnb.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Robert Kennedy. Sorry, that was a Freudian slip.
No, that was JFK.
It was JFK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My grandmother had a big painting like that on her wall, too. Back in the day, people used to put pictures of presidents on their walls.
You know, I'm this close to hanging a JFK thing in my house, but I need to look into a little bit more. I mean, I know, he was a philanderer. Yep. I know all that.
Pill addict.
Ooh, fun.
What kind of pills? Speed?
Pain meds.
Oh, pain med.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Oh
he was
my
he was
God.
injured in the war.
Well, he also had a horrible case of syphilis, so he needed to control that.
Where did he get that from?
Well, you take a guess.
Jackie Onassis. Sleeping around the entire town. That
You all knew.
you all knew. All right, so we end with our favorite.
We
do not.
so
We do
hold on.
not.
Tom,
No, we do not.
Well, hold on. So Tom brings Christian to the airport, and Christian lets Tom know that he's put the kibosh on any public affection for some reason. Oh, it's his family. He's concerned about what they think. So he's already let Cleo know through text that, hey, when I show up at the airport, there's not going to be any public affection.
Right.
Which is the first tell of, I'm sniffing this out, Christian, and I think you're full of shit.
Right. Okay. All right. So you don't think that he's living by the standards of the J-Man?
I I think he's lying, and I
Yeah.
think he likes being on TV, as shown in the first couple little vignettes of him trying to be an entertainer.
Yeah. I think that's a great take. And that I really feel like that's the only thing that could possibly be happening. Actually, that's how good that take is. So we go back to Israel.
Nope, Gino and Jasmine first.
Oh, it's Gino and Jasmine first.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Jasmine sprays a little cologne on her cooch because that's how that works.
This is the most insane thing I've seen on 90 Day Fiancé. Gino, it's like De Niro and Pacino in Heat. It's such a standoff, and she clearly so has the upper hand. He says, I need to stand up for myself going into this meeting. And then he sits down and immediately proceeds to have tremors. He's so scared of this woman. He's shaking. And she tells him,
I'm not shaking.
She tells him that he can stop. I mean, God, the power dynamic here is so sick.
Well, I also want to say this, just a quick observation. Jasmine has, in fact, read 48 Laws of Power.
Right.
Because when this very weak man openly tells her that he's thought about it and he will, in fact, do away with the thought of a prenup,
Right.
she says to the camera, I'm glad I didn't talk and let the bastard talk, because she knows the understanding that in salesmanship or negotiation, the person that's talking the most always loses and gives in.
Right.
You just let them just unwind.
Yeah.
48 Laws of Power.
Right. What a loser, huh, Rubes?
I mean, it's exactly what Pat said. The first person who throws down the offer is the loser. And Gino did throw down the offer. And she said, thank you for your shit offer. I want a will. Whoa. And you can even see Gino doing the mental math. He's like, Jasmine, he can't even conceptualize. None of us can.
up the will.
He's like a stormtrooper eyeing down Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's like, how are you doing this to my head?
I'll tell you what, sign that fucking thing, Gino, because it's going to be an amazing 2020 when they pull that hat out of your fucking throat.
Yeah. And they were like, oh my God, think about the fucking 15D chess that Jasmine is playing. The thing that prevents them from figuring out the case is that the crime scene was tampered with because of the disgusting patch of hair. They needed to remove the hat from the mouth and onto the hair. Now, when they did that, they destroyed the only piece of evidence that could tie it back to Jasmine.
They almost never do that, but that patch of hair was so unsightly.
Yeah, her calling card. She knew that that's what they would do. God, he is going to end up, he's going to be dead. It's so crazy.
I don't know what he's doing there.
Realistically, I'm not joking you. If like when you had been dating both of your now wives, say for like a 3.5 years or so, like a good chunk of time, and they brought up, do you have a will? Mm-hmm. Even if you'd newly been married,
I'd be terrified.
Horrified.
Right? Like, would you not
I'd
be
be
like,
fucking
what
horrified.
Okay, cool. Cool.
I'll keep this brief. My wife said, I need to get married in 18 months or proposal in 18 months, or we should just break up now. I said, check. She said, here's the deal. I want a ring. It's going to be over $10,000 and I'm going to pick it and design it.
Yeah.
And you're going to pay for it. And I said, I own a house and you're not going to be on the deed. And she said, agreed. And that's how we negotiated.
True love.
True love.
So,
On the wings of love.
the question, though, about what he's doing down there is a fascinating one because he's literally gaining nothing from this.
He doesn't even want sex.
He doesn't want sex. If he wanted that, then you'd be like, oh, yeah, it's a guy that wants to have sex with a Latina. She's going to slit his throat and shove his fucking hat in the open wound. But this is even more confusing.
All confusing.
All right, so we end with Misha and Gollum.
Nicola! Shut up.
This is a really, really scary moment for Misha because Misha is entering into a relationship with someone who does not see women as
people.
Yeah. Yeah. 4/5.
Here is an indictment on Misha, though. What do you guys talk about? Clearly,
She hasn't seen it yet. There's something up with Misha. Obviously, everybody on this show, what kind of disease is this? But Misha, you can see, is thinking that she is dating an American person. She is trying to, armchair psychology this whole thing with him.
You can tell she's done some work.
It's not going to ever work ever. He literally says, you need to shut up. It's my favorite when you do that.
Yeah, everything's a joke and a throwaway to him. I had a bad habit of that when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I'm old now.
Right.
Well, Patrick, what about when you were 46? Were you like that?
Not at all. I am
Yeah, so
46
it's-
now. I'm way better.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
almost like it's not fucking acceptable, like
Right.
at all ever to do that. But
Yeah.
it is very, very fun to watch her be like, but Misha, you know that if you don't talk about this with me now, it will come up again
Yeah.
after and it will hurt. And he's like, shut up, Misha, you stupid. I don't like you when you speak. What are you speaking?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Nico, he's so amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was reading on Reddit, some people think she's like trying for like an evangelical, some like TV spot or something.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. It's the same thing as what's his face, as Gino. What is she doing there? She's not getting sex. And even if she was, God forbid, thank God she's not fucking him. She's
Yeah.
not getting money out of it. She doesn't need a green card. What kind of disease?
I do believe that it's this kind of OCD novelty with her religious journey, and he's just this perfect kind of orb in the Holy Land.
And perhaps just a step to somewhere else on her journey. But for now,
No, but she should be walking across the stage with Olstein, waving
yes.
to people
Yes.
like a queen.
Oh, yes, flying pride.
She should
Yeah.
be flying on PJs with somebody who masks their horrible nature and their tax evasion behind God.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
She should wave at everybody.
Wave at everybody.
What is she doing?
Right. And then just eat the caviar off of the stewardesses' heads.
Of course.
That's it.
They're
They're off. Their heads are off the bottom.
Jump in the iTunes ratings and reviews. Leave 5 stars, kind words. I promise I will do reviews on Flavor Flav. We got to do some reviews. Join us on Patreon for uncensored episodes. Join us on the TikTokies, the Instagrams, and go follow Ruby at papaya.girl. That's it for us. We hope everybody has a really good 4th of July. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Pat, say goodbye.
Later, dudes.
Ribs.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Rubes. Love you very much. Go to sleep.
Bye, Rube. See you on Friday.
There's a lot of stuff on TV, but not all of it's good. In fact, a lot of it's bad TV.